Hello everyone, we are from Lawplus, a business law firm in Vietnam. With consulting experience in the investment field, Lawplus is willing to bring you a series of podcasts about investment in Vietnam. This series includes big topics, and between them, we will have some episodes on more specific matters. These are the most important regulations from the point of view of a lawyer or the most frequently asked questions by our clients. Today we start with the first big topic, things foreign investors need to know before establishing a company in Vietnam. As we know, each country has its own legal corridor in the investment field. Therefore, if you want to invest in any country, you must have a deep understanding of that country's laws to be able to comply with the law and, above all, to minimize possible risks. Besides, differences in business culture between countries can also create barriers for foreign investors when entering the Vietnamese market. Are you a foreign investor wanting to invest in Vietnam? Let us sketch an overview of what you need to know and prepare before deciding to invest in Vietnam through the podcast series. We hope this guide will equip you with the necessary documents and a good understanding of the general conditions and related aspects for foreign investors under Vietnamese law. In general, Vietnamese law creates favorable conditions for foreign investors to invest in Vietnam, especially through incentives and support for investment. However, Vietnamese law also sets a solid barrier to control the investment activities of foreign investors in Vietnam to maintain a sustainable economy. According to Article 21 of Investment Law 2020, foreign investors can invest in Vietnam through the following 5 forms. 1. Investment in establishment of a business organization. 2. Investment in the form of capital contribution or purchase of shares or stakes. 3. Execution of an investment project. 4. Investment in the form of a business cooperation contract, BCC contract. 5. New forms of investment and types of business organizations prescribed by the government's regulations. Among them, the most popular form of investment is that foreign investors invest in establishing a business organization. So before establishing a business organization, in particular a company, what information do foreign investors need to know clearly? There are 7 important information foreign investors need to know and prepare. 1. Investor information. 2. Business activities. 3. Investment capital. 4. Business contact information. 5. Business name. 6. Types of legal entity. 7. Obtain all required licenses for the company. 1. Investor information. Vietnam welcomes investors, both organizations and individuals, from any country or territory in the world. However, Vietnam may have international, mutual, or partial commercial agreements with specific countries or territories. Therefore, the conditions applied to foreign investors and their apparel-related business lines may differ. It will critically affect your intention to enter Vietnam. 2. Business activities. Vietnam's investment policy categorizes industries into 5 main groups for foreign investors: encouraged industries, open industries, conditionally allowed industries, uncommitted industries, and prohibited industries. Encouraged industries. This group offers foreign investors incentives to invest, particularly preferential tax policies to make investment highly attractive. Open industries. Investors can freely invest in this group without any special conditions. Conditionally allowed industries. For this group, investors can participate if they meet specific criteria, including capital requirements, investment form, operational scope, investor and partner capacity, sub-licenses, etc. Investors must maintain compliance with these conditions throughout their operation. Uncommitted industries. Vietnam has not yet opened these industries to foreign investment. Consultation with relevant government ministries is required for each specific case. Therefore, securing approval for investment in this group is very challenging and often unsuccessful. Prohibited industries. Foreign investors are strictly prohibited from registering businesses in this group. How can Lawplus help you? Simply provide Lawplus with your investors' information and the company's planned business activities. We will guide you through all the specific requirements you need to meet to operate legally in Vietnam, including necessary licenses and specific conditions. We will efficiently assist you in navigating the procedures and obtaining the licenses required for legal operation. Our comprehensive one-stop services ensure you have all the support you need to succeed in Vietnam. 3. Investment capital. Investment capital consists of two sources: charter capital and mobilized capital, if any, charter capital. This refers to the initial investment that the owners or investors agree to contribute to the company at its establishment. Mobilized capital, if any. This refers to additional funds the company may raise through external sources, such as loans or future investments. Normally, the company's investment capital will be equal to the charter capital. Minimum charter capital requirements. Groups 1, encouraged industries, and Group 2, open industries. There is typically no minimum charter capital requirement unless incentives are contingent on investment capital. While there may not be legal minimum investment requirements, it's crucial to have a sufficient investment capital plan that aligns with your registered business activities. An unrealistically low investment amount could raise concerns with licensing authorities and potentially lead to application rejection. Group 3, conditional business industries. The level of required charter capital, investment capital, or minimum deposit for registration varies depending on the specific industry and regulations within Group 3, conditional business industries. How can Lawplus help you? Once you determine your specific business line, Lawplus can advise you on any legal requirements for minimum charter capital or deposit. While there is no minimum investment capital requirement, registering an amount of capital equal to or greater than your business needs is recommended. This is especially important for foreign business owners applying for a work permit or temporary residence card. TRC, as a viable investment in your company, is a prerequisite for approval. Important note: the full charter capital must be transferred from the investor account to the company's investment bank account within 90 days of the Enterprise Registration Certificate (ERC) issuance date. These funds can then be used to finance the company's operations. 4. Business contact information. The company must have a fixed head office address for registration purposes and maintain its registered office there during that period. The company's head office address will determine the local authorities that the company will work with. Most foreign investors will lease an office in Ho Chi Minh City, as it is the biggest and the commercial and financial center of Vietnam. For those having a factory, the industrial zone will be the best destination with many favorable tax incentive policies. In addition, you also need to provide a phone number that will be registered and recorded in the Enterprise Registration Certificate. Important note: the relevant government agency reserves the right to conduct physical verification of the registered address provided during the tax registration process and at any point during the company's operation. If it is determined that the company is not operating at the registered address, it is likely that the company will have its tax code closed and be fined for violations. All official notifications from state agencies will be sent to the company's registered address. In case there is a change in the head office address, procedures for adjusting the address must be carried out according to regulations. The registered address and phone number will be publicly available on the National Business Registration and Tax System portal, accessible by any party. Be aware that this may lead to unsolicited advertising or service offers. How can Lawplus help you? If you already have an address, please provide us with the lease contract signed by the company owner or the investor and documents that prove the lessor's legal ownership of the property. In case you do not have it, we can assist you with the registration address or an office according to your needs. We will work with the lessor to collect the necessary documents for opening your company. In case there are any checks carried out by the relevant authorities during the tax registration process, we will work with them as well. 5. Business name. The company's name includes a Vietnamese name, a foreign name, optional, and an abbreviation, optional. The Vietnamese name must comply with regulations on naming, must be unique, and not be already in use. The company's name will consist of 2 elements in the following order: type of business and personal name. Foreign name, optional. In case an enterprise wants to register an additional name in a foreign language, the foreign name must be a name translated from the Vietnamese name and can only be translated into one of the languages in the Latin script. When translated into a foreign language, the business's proper name can remain unchanged or be translated according to the corresponding meaning in the foreign language. Abbreviation, optional. In case an enterprise wants to register an abbreviated name, the abbreviated name is abbreviated from the Vietnamese name or name in a foreign language. How can Lawplus help you? You just need to choose the main name of the company. Lawplus will recommend a full name that complies with Vietnamese law and check for you in advance whether you can register such a name or not. If you change your name at any time during your operation, you must re-register according to the corresponding procedures. 6. Types of legal entity. There are 3 popular types of businesses for foreign investors. 1. Limited liability company owned by one organization or individual, LLC. The owner is liable for the company's debts and other financial obligations with all of her assets, but suitable for investors who want complete control over their business operations. 2. Limited liability company with 2 or more members, LLC. Has at least 2 members and not more than 50 members who contribute capital. Members are liable for their contributed capital to the company, suitable for investors who want to cooperate to do business. 3. Joint stock company, JSC, must have 3 or more members. The charter capital is divided into equal parts called shares. Shareholders are liable for the number of shares they own, suitable for investors who want to raise capital from various sources. In general, most of our clients choose LLCs because of the flexibility and quantity of members and limited liability for capital contributions. However, JSC is better suited for mergers and acquisitions, M&A, or initial public offerings, IPO, down the road. How can Lawplus help you? To best assist you, you should share with us about your goals for the company. Knowing your intentions will allow us to recommend the most suitable legal entity type for your needs and respective legal structure as well. It's important to remember that different types of legal entities have distinct organizational structures and legal requirements. These will have a significant impact on how your company functions after it's established. 7. Obtain all required licenses for the company. For direct investment in Vietnam, the basic steps to implement an investment project can be listed in the following order. Phase: register the project. Estimated timeline: from 25 to 30 working days. Result: investment registration certificate IRC. Phase: register a legal entity. Estimated timeline: from 7 to 10 working days. Result: Enterprise Registration Certificate, ERC. Phase: apply for licenses, certificates, permits, and other procedures depending on the company's activities. Estimated timeline: according to the regulations of each procedure. Result: corresponding licenses, certificates, or permits. Important note: the order of the above steps is mandatory. Therefore, the following step will inherit the results of the previous step without being expanded upon or registered differently. All signatures and information must be consistent between the documents. After the application has been submitted to the competent authorities, it will be handled by themselves according to regulations without any party having the right to intervene. Business information after registration in the register a legal entity will be published according to regulations, so other parties can access this information. How can Lawplus help you? After having all the necessary information, Lawplus will advise you on all licenses, certificates, and procedures required for your business. We will outline all relevant conditions and guide you through each one. We will also prepare all the documents for your signature, liaise with the authorities, explain to you any additional requirements, and keep you updated on the progress of your application. With our experience, we can streamline your investment process and help you overcome any procedural or language barriers. What are the required documents to establish the company in Vietnam? 1. A passport or ID card of each investor. 2. A passport or ID card of each legal representative. 3. Lease contract of the office. 4. A bank statement showing an account balance equal to or exceeding the amount to be invested in the company of each investor. 5. Other documents and information advised by Lawplus on a case-by-case basis. Note: all legal documents issued outside of Vietnam must be consular legalized, translated, and notarized for use in Vietnam. Information in all documents must be accurate and consistent. Above is a solid brick for foreign investors to invest in Vietnam. There are many things to keep in mind when entering the Vietnamese market. Lawplus is dedicated to your success and helping you overcome any hurdles in the Vietnamese investment process, ultimately propelling your business growth. Please follow Lawplus through the website and social networking platforms to look forward to the next topics with in-depth knowledge about investment in Vietnam, promising to help foreign investors more conveniently invest in Vietnam. For any inquiries, please contact Lawplus via email or website hotline displayed on the screen. We are pleased to serve you. Other forms of investment will be presented in the following episodes. Thank you for watching. And don't forget to like, share this video, and subscribe to Lawplus's channel. Goodbye, and see you again in the next episode.